Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Southern Dirt. My name is Summer, and in this video I'll be sharing my Central Florida Zone 9 garden. We have 1,100 square feet in our backyard, and we have over 125 fruit trees on our property all over the place. So if that's something that interests you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. This is my 10th year gardening, and this will be the first video of my 2024 series. I hope everyone had a happy new year and had some time with family over the holidays. I wanted to hear some of your New Year's resolutions, so if you can drop those in the comment section below, maybe you'll inspire some others or maybe even inspire me. I'm going to share a couple of my New Year's resolutions. Number one is a kind of more of a goal. Gardening goal to do less work, less weeding, less hassle, bending over in the garden. And what we are doing and have been doing the past few years is growing vertically, like in this GreenStalk vertical garden. It has been a huge blessing to me. There's a great company to work for. I've been promoting their products because I absolutely love their products. And of course, you know that you can save $10 off your order. I'll put the affiliate link in the description below with code SD10. That will save $10 off of any order. They're USA made, great products. Another goal I have this year is to start a gardening devotional series in hopes to inspire you to come and join me to spend some time in the Bible, share some gardening parallels, and kind of show you what God is doing through my life and through my garden and helping my family grow. And I hope that you guys will join me there. If this is the first time you guys are joining me on my channel, I want to welcome you. This is the entryway to our 1,100 square foot garden. This is a queen's wreath that we have trained to go up this rusty railing that my husband pulled out of a job site. So this has been a fun project that we have worked on over the years. Shoots off these beautiful purple flowers. We grow all kinds of things out here, from the garden to 125 fruiting trees and bushes. We have some cows, hogs, and chickens. So if any of those things interest you, I give monthly updates and I share my struggles, things I'm learning. I'm no expert at all. I'm excited to share this garden bed with you because we are going to be harvesting our turmeric and our ginger today. So I'm actually going to do this with you guys. I really should grab a shovel to do this. Pull out. Oh my goodness, this is going to be fun. I'm so glad I'm doing this with you guys. Okay, look at that. That is a beautiful turmeric root right there. And then you just kind of clean off the dirt and you have all that beautiful turmeric that you can use throughout the year. We use it in teas, and I'm going to harvest that later. I just wanted to show you guys. Now here's my ginger. Hopefully it's a little easier to harvest. I have never grown ginger before in my life. Oh my gosh, I smell it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's so fun. My girls are going to be mad that I'm not doing this with them. Look at that. Some harvest the rest of those later. Over here we have a sweet potato that we'll be harvesting. I also have a sweet potato that is growing in our GreenStalk garden over here that I will plan to harvest later, maybe on this video here at the end. We've got all kinds of flowers, we got herbs, and over here we just pulled out our bean plants. We had a bad case of white flies, and I kind of was a little more chill with spraying the garden because the weather was changing. It was getting cooler, and I thought, oh, we'll have a break from spraying. I can see here, these are my beans that stopped producing because we had just an overabundance of rain. The wetness with the white flies kind of took out our plants. Yes, I could have probably brought these guys back to life, but by the time they started to flower and set fruit, it would have been probably time for me to go ahead and restart in the spring. So we're just going to hold off on that, plant some more beans in the spring. I have some red Russian kale down here, and then I have some dwarf curly kale here. I'm also thinking about either planting some strawberry plants in this garden. This is usually where I have my strawberry plants. I got some more this year, and I don't know if I'll put my strawberries here or there. We'll just see what happens. Over here, we've got some onions growing in the front. I have a rosemary plant that I transplanted. It's not doing that great. I'm just really gonna just cut it back. I don't think the transplanting process went as good as I would have liked. So we're trimming it back and see if it will come back here soon. I'm also gonna harvest some carrots with you guys today because we've been waiting for these to get big. We've been actually harvesting quite a few and using them in our soups in our kitchen. So look at this guy. That's a nice little carrot. I can't remember the variety of these, but they're more like a baby carrot. They are more short and stumpy. And then I have some rainbow carrots mixed in here. Let's see if I can find a big one with a base. Here's one. This is a way that you can check to see if your carrots are ready. You kind of just dig around the edges, see how wide it is, and then just, holy cow, look at that. Those are gonna be so good. Carrots are probably, if you ask my kids what their favorite thing to grow is, they're gonna tell you carrots because they're just so much fun. You never know how big they're gonna be, and they all just love carrots. They'll eat them raw, straight from the garden. They get so much vitamins from them. Over here we have our collard greens. These are called Bonnie's Best. This is one thing I like to actually buy from the store because they produce so well. Everything, about 98% of the things in my garden are grown from seed, but this is something I like to get a jump start and get some instant gratification on the garden. So these are always a hit. It's great to have these in the garden, especially if you have a big group coming over and you don't know what to cook. Collard greens are always something that can feed a lot of people. So something new that I'm growing this year that I've never grown before are shallots. So just like onion bulbs, you just plant them the same way and they grow about the same way. It's just a different flavor. So that is something new that I'm growing. I've got a few over here, a few here, and I've got 2 red cabbage right in here. Here is my patio GreenStalk vertical garden. And if you are just now joining me, this is one of my favorite planters to grow in. I have 6 of them and they're so easy to grow from. And my goal this year is to grow less in the ground, more in my vertical gardens and raised beds because it's so much easier. I don't have to deal with so much weeds and area to tend. So I have all these beautiful plants growing. I have an automatic watering system. I don't have to worry about watering. So I have all these beautiful healthy plants that I can quickly come out here and harvest. So we have all kinds of things from succulents to aloe to flowers to herbs to every kind of vegetable we can grow in these vertical gardens. Over here is my favorite vertical garden that we have growing in the GreenStalk. And this is, we got all kinds of stuff. Leeks I've got up here. I've got my favorite peppers. These are sweet banana peppers. It's one of my favorite peppers to grow. I love to snack on them. Look at this guy. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I have some greens here. These are mustard greens. I'm not a mustard green fan, but I've seen them grow in other people's gardens and they're so beautiful. So I also have some in the ground as well. I can show you later. We've got a different variety of pepper. I think this is like a black pepper. Don't know the true name. And then we have some hot peppers down here that I cut back. And I also have some beautiful lavender here. We harvest those and use them in tea. I've got oregano. I have grown eggplants in the GreenStalk before, and I have noticed that if you find a compact or a container variety, that's what works best in the GreenStalk garden. It is a container. You can pretty much grow anything, but you're going to do best with something that is designed for a container garden or a dwarf variety. We've got some sweet, I think these are chocolate peppers. That's what they're called, chocolate peppers. And I've got some parsley. I have a red cabbage here. I also am growing carrots up here, and I love how they look on the top because they are just a shorter, you know, vegetable. So anything you want to start your tall vegetables and plant them on the bottom and work your way up to smaller. So these are doing great. Everything's looking healthy in this tower. I have some other peppers. I can't remember what these are called. Here we go. Yeah, not even gonna try to pronounce this. That's what it is. But look at them. They're just absolutely beautiful. I have another eggplant down here. So as you know, you can always stack my code on top of any sale with SD10. You'll save $10 off your order on these beautiful GreenStalk gardens. They're made in America, small family business. I absolutely love them, and they have an easy frost cover that you just throw over it and zip it up. Over here is my roughest looking garden because right now I'm actually about to harvest everything out of this. So when we are finished harvesting everything here, I am going to harvest the sweet potatoes at the bottom. So most likely this will be a lettuce and strawberry tower. This is more in the shade, but as you can see, our radishes are beyond, wow, holy cow, they're beyond ready to harvest. I planted more than I should have in the pockets. The other day we came out here and harvested them for salads, and they still were fine. They weren't like woody or anything. So even as I'm bunching these in the towers, they are growing just fine and tasting fine. We also have some romaine. We have a few strawberry plants that have survived the summer heat. And this is something that has grown really beautifully in the GreenStalk that I have not grown in the GreenStalk is the Swiss chard. Look how beautiful that is. I got some red Swiss chard in here, and these are all grown from seed. Look at that. I just want to harvest this now and eat it raw. This garden over here is kind of part shade, and I haven't really planted a whole bunch in this garden. My goal is to not plant so much in the ground. Easier things like flowers are going to be going over here. So I did plant some onions and some kale and some flowers. Sunflowers. I have some old collard greens over here and some butter beans that will be pulling soon. Then over here is like our main garden. We have another GreenStalk garden over here. This is my salsa garden. So I have onions up here on the top. These are onion bulbs on this side. I also planted seed onions. Wow, look at those. So I use the tops of both of these onions. These seed bunching, they're called bunching onions, I don't believe are gonna grow a bulb like these are, but you can still use them in recipes as a regular onion. So if I'm wrong on that, y'all let me know. Somebody call me out. I have never grown bunching onions, but they definitely taste to me the same as our regular onion tops. So I also have cilantro to go with our onions, and of course tomatoes over here. Some of my plants are looking a little sick. Like I said, I've really abandoned the garden from Christmas to now. We've just been so busy. I'm sure like most families are in leading up to Christmas. It's been a challenge for me to get out here and take care of the garden, but we have been able to eat from the garden. We definitely have harvested quite a few tomatoes and lettuce and collard greens. So I have my bowl here ready to harvest this. I wanted to keep them on here to show you guys, but I do have some of my tomato plants struggling with blight, and we had white flies. So probably what I'm going to do is trim all these tomatoes back just to see if we can get another harvest. I did that last season and it worked out pretty good. And then I have my peppers on this bottom tier. So I have 2 tiers of tomatoes, and I have some peppers. Here we go. Some nice peppers. So I've actually already made a batch of salsa from here. And it was so good, so delicious. Probably what I'd do next time is I would mix my flowers. I put marigolds in here for pops of color, but next time I'm not going to worry about trying to repel bugs or the colors. I'm just going to go ahead and plant more food in this one. Now, I always skip this plant, but it's absolutely beautiful right now. This is called a comfrey plant, and you can make your own fertilizer with this plant. Wow, it is so pretty. I have another one growing over here. And if you want to know how to make your own fertilizer from comfrey, I put together a short video of me actually harvesting it and doing the whole process of making fertilizer. So those are my comfrey plants. We also have blueberry plants that are all around our garden. Their leaves just started to change, and I think it's because of the weather. But right here, I've got blueberries coming all over the place. Look here. So these blueberries bloom twice a year, once in the fall or late winter and once in the spring. So it's nice to get 2 harvests out of these. And this variety is called Emerald. And you can see that I'm already getting more buds that are already like, I think these are late because we had quite a bit of blueberries this fall, and I think these are the new buds coming in for spring. So over here is something new to the garden. I got myself a early Christmas present. I bought 4 of these nice little, I call them tomato trellises. You can trellis anything on them, but I was really looking for something that was would make enhance the garden instead of just using like old tomato cages or just something that wasn't appealing to the eye. So I ordered these on Amazon, and I'll drop the link in the description below if you're interested in seeing them. I actually put together a gift guide and my favorite products guide during Christmas, so I'll put that in the description below. And over here in this GreenStalk, look at that beautiful purple cabbage. And it's just growing perfect in our GreenStalk vertical garden. This is a first for me. I don't think I have grown a purple or any cabbage in the GreenStalk, so we're trying that. And I got some onions in here that are doing well. I also have some beets down in here that are doing good. This is some of my daughter's flowers that she planted here and she takes care of. I also have some kale. Oh, look at these beets. I have some more cabbage. I have cauliflower. I also have some broccoli at the bottom. And then you can see some mixed in beets and onions throughout. So this little tower here has been really fun to watch grow with I just love the pops of color. I love adding purple into the garden. For some reason, my tomato plants aren't looking as happy. What I'm going to do is just go through and start taking off some of the leaves that have been damaged. I think this is just overwatering. We had a couple weeks where we just got torrential rain, and I think it really just tore up my tomato plants and just made them sick. So just like if you're watering a plant from the top, plants don't like to be wet. So we just had a lot of humidity and rain. So I think that is the issue I have going on with my tomato plants. Over here is a little grape tomato that my neighbor gifts me every year. Look at how beautiful these are. So that is that plant. These are called money makers. I have 4 money makers. And as you can see, I always try to trim the leaves off the bottom to encourage more growth. You also want to, oh, these are my black tomatoes. These are fun. Black tomatoes here that I'm growing. And you always want to take off the suckers. And what a sucker is something that's growing between a stem and a leaf, right, like right here. So you typically just want 2 stalks coming up, and then from there you want to kind of take those off. So it can encourage more food to grow, and it'll keep your plant healthy with air circulation. Over here, I have some celery that I planted. So we're gonna give celery another shot. Over along here, this is where my pumpkins were that we pulled up recently. So if you're interested in seeing our pumpkin growing, go back to our next video, or our last video. But here I just planted some random flowers, so they'll be here for the spring as long as they make it through the cold weather. Over here we have some onions growing. I've got some marigolds and some African blue basil right here in the middle. That helps attract plenty of pollinators. As you can see, I have tons of bees just zooming around here. And then we have 3 different varieties of carrots throughout here that my children, they all have their own little patch. And I have more onions through here and just some zinnias. And check out my mustard greens. I am not a fan of mustards, but look at how beautiful they are. I've seen them where they grow really, really tall, kind of like my collard greens will. They'll grow like a tree and you just harvest from the bottom. So I think we're definitely gonna have to mix these mustards in with our collard greens just to say we actually ate them. So if anybody has a good mustard green recipe that it doesn't, you really can't taste the mustards, drop it in the comments section below. I didn't talk much about my edamame or my beans because they're looking really rough. It's not really the season to plant edamame. We're going to replant in spring. And a lot of my peas didn't germinate, so I kind of just let them go. Forgot to show you guys our rose bushes. But about a month ago, I trimmed these back way to the bottom. And look at how many beautiful flowers are coming out. So we also have some mammoth sunflowers here growing throughout the garden. And it won't be too long before they start opening up. You can see a little bit of yellow there. And this is gonna be my tallest one here. Let's check this one out. Oh no, it's gonna grow even taller than this, guys. I can't wait to see how tall this one grows. And if you guys are not yet following me on Instagram, make sure you do so you can see when these flowers open up. I always post pictures of anything beautiful, anything we're harvesting and cooking in the kitchen. I share that all on Instagram, and you can find that link in the description below. Okay, so today is the day we're gonna harvest our sweet potatoes that we grew out of our GreenStalk garden. So we're gonna share the reveal like I promised. And my husband's home today, and he's gonna help me. All you gotta do, babe. Dumping them would be super easy. You can definitely dump them, but it's so much more fun when you just pull them up like this. Look at that. Look at that.
For lunch.
There should be some maybe down the bottom too. Holy cow, look at that one. I have no clue what the variety was. A friend gave these to me and I planted them really late in the season, but their leaves started to turn yellow. So I thought I would go ahead and harvest them. Let's dig. I just pulled them up from the ground. Look at that. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Look at all that ginger. What? Oh my word. Look at that. My girls are going to freak out. They're going to be so mad I did this without them. They love ginger in their teas, but look at that. I think I have covered everything in the garden, but I had to show you guys my favorite plant in the garden right now, which is my Christmas cactus, which I wait all year to see bloom. This is my, I would say, year and a half old plant. And last year all my blooms fell off. A lot of my blooms fell off for some reason. But this year I have just left it out and I've done nothing really with it. Kind of let nature do its thing. And any rain that's come, we've let it just rain. I haven't watered it. and I've just been so happy with this plant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them in the comment section below, and don't forget to share your New Year's resolutions with me in the description below.